Yesterday we got our big friend Guzzlord, where we can have a quick look at it now. Our big monster, which was our second legendary in our, not the exactly 200th, but we have officially done 200 Dynamax adventures now. So with that 200, we've got 2 legendaries, so we're actually perfectly in line for odds. It's very strange to think, to be honest. I was going to just do some easy ones today to start with, but were you around to join in, ironically? Or boy from Belgium? Did you want to jump in some early on or not? Pretty much it depends who wants to join to which ones we do, I think. I've been mentioning a lot about Dex 365. We are down to only needing Almaldo to complete Hoenn. So I would like to try and find it. Okay, so I'm going to go and do a Blacephalon now then. Why not? And we'll work out where we are afterwards. If anybody has a Psychic on the line, we could do that for the Almaldo. I currently only have these 3, so... But I start with this one. I've been doing okay in Blacephalon runs. I know I failed yesterday before I even got to it. But you know what? I don't care. Right. I'll take this for now because it will get rid of Beast Boost. Not the worst. Okay, it got worse. Hello Dragon, welcome in. How are you doing today? Are you up for some Dynamaxes today? What have we got? So I don't see a bug or a rock type, so we don't have what I'm looking for, which is very annoying. I know ground is the obvious answer, but I might just go water. Ghost. Ground, yeah. We'll go ghost, ground, water. Okay. Not sure. I thought we had already reacted, but oh, we'll do it again. Okay, well I'll do this one first, and we might be able to put a team together and do. Because I don't want to just do the Zygarde run, if I'm honest. Today on my end, I want to try and do some other ones. But I'm quite happy if we do have a 4-person team to do some of the other options out there. But we'll see what everyone wants to do. Because if Boy from Belgium streams, I imagine that he'll do Zygarde for most of his stream today if he can get the 4. So it would be a bit of a waste if we did it on mine and then his. As we know, I mentioned I really want to get Almaldo. This is my only place to get it at the moment because I've done about 8 and 10 boxes of eggs and still got nothing. Cresselia Tapu Fini, I know for a fact Boy from Belgium won't want to do Cresselia that much because he has a list of it. I know I probably could do that, don't worry. I was just hoping we could do some Dynamax adventures and just find some on the way, you know? It still means we can shiny hunt, but if it's on the route I want to sort of pivot to it. But because I'm not really sure which one I was doing, which one I want to do today, because if the Almaldo gets found I want to start going full blown on Heatran, only for a while. But I can't do the Heatran in case I get it shiny because I can't redeem it. And it's the same with, well, we can do Cresselia, I guess, if we want. Ironically, is that one you've got or not? I do want this myself. I forget to check your list. Let's see if I can find it again. Now, Cresselia, do you happen to have Cresselia yet? Heatran's 100% going to be on me to host. We'll see. Let's see. Where is this post? We have the picture in here. I know this isn't the best for what I've got, but I do have Heatwave, so I could do something. Is it in here? That's just the shiny collection. Where is that list? That's not it. Where did I see the list? Here we are. I don't have Cresselia. Did I miss? I must have missed. So we could do some Cresselia. It does work. What's going on? Everything's pinging. Right. We burn it. Good. Right. Keep going. Keep going. Welcome back. So we could do 4-player on Cresselia, maybe. I think we all kind of would like Cresselia. It would mean that you would have to be the host, though, Dragon. That's the only thing. If you're okay with that. We can still do like the sensible planning between us on the run. Don't worry, you don't have to make all the decisions on it, you just need to be the one to put it up as such. Because my shortlist is Blacephalon, Stakataka, and Heatran. And I don't want to lose Heatran, and I like Blacephalon because it's pretty easy. Yeah, that'll be about the time we finish our run here, I think, and everybody sort of meets back up as such. Yeah, a lot of them are very easy to do soloing. It's just sometimes it's quite nice to just do them with a team, because you can pretty much one-shot things like you've seen with some of the runs we did yesterday and the day before. We had some ridiculously strong teams. The Zygarde run was the perfect example, where we just walked through it. But I don't want to push for Blacephalon because I know ironically already has it, so it's not great for him to join in. But if we can have one that we all want, then it's pretty good. We can get a 4-person team together and work our way through it slowly. Yeah, well, that's what we mean. What Cresselia is one that you can do without needing too many strats, and you'll be fine. It doesn't hit too hard, especially if you've got the dark types. It doesn't really hit at all. So it's a nice one to deal with, if we're honest. And this is why I've kept Blacephalon, because it's quite a nice, easy one to play through. I can do it pretty much with my eyes closed. The battle with Blacephalon, at least. Getting there's the problem. Yeah, so we've all got one or two that we can keep on our own. It's just nice to get used to having a team that can like click together and get everything done ultra smoothly. And that's the key thing with these. You'll find that out when you find some slightly more difficult ones in the future. Because there are some horrible ones, like you couldn't really do Zygarde on your own unless you save the dream path, and you would still have to hope the computer does what you need it to do. Groudon, Kyogre. Kyogre I've done on my own, but we had a very OP'd team. But anything that has proper spread moves, you need to prepare with people as such. You can do it 2-3, some of them, but sometimes it's... But then the other side of it is they're quite fun to play with people. I need the Cresselia. No, the Cryogonals take this, don't I? Nice. But again, Zygarde's going to be a bit difficult for you to do on your own. And when it comes to the path that we had saved, you won't get the same path that Boy from Belgium has. So I would come and join you in Giratina in the future. Again, once the text thing's done, I can join in all the different ones more. We need to get the Armaldo before it unlocks Sinnoh. And I think there's been about 5 of us basically hatching eggs for the last 24 hours. And nobody seems to have got very far. In fact, we did pretty well because we needed the Laleep, and we got the Laleep. The Skiddy and Delkelly both got done yesterday, and Lunatone I think it was, or Solrock yesterday. But they've all been done in the last couple of days. It's just been some real bad luck on my end for my eggs. But as you can see, that's how easy Blacephalon is. I may even try and run it back one more time. See whether we get a shiny. I believe it's like a blue or purpley colour. I can go and see what the lady wants, but she's only going to offer me Moltres because I used an ability capsule to give it Flame Body to hatch my eggs because I couldn't be bothered to find one anywhere else. As I said, this save has literally got my shinies and a random Gyarados. Does Latias have flying moves? Nope. Nope. And nope. Because if that doesn't, that could be one we could do if we want as a team. I know it's a relatively easy one, but it's something that we could work together on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly hatch some eggs while everybody just gets to the stage where they're ready. But as I said, Latias might not be a terrible one because it is obviously psychic. So we could do that one. Look for our Armaldo here. I'll see whether these hatch. I've got to go outside because I can't use my bike in here. And hopefully once I finish this, everybody might be ready to do some of them together. We'll see what happens, really. I know it's really easy, but it's one of those where it would be nice to just do these with people. And if you want the help, well, not, you don't need the help, but if you want to do them with someone or with people, we can all join in. Is there a more difficult psychic one we know that we could get maybe on our lists? Or should I just stick with Blacephalon for the day and look for my bug that way? So taking the bug into the fire battle is going to be fine, I'm sure. I could just do that, I guess. Stick with Blacephalon, I don't mind. It is one I would really like shiny, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But my problem is, because I want to take part in this challenge, nice. Would you both, Boy from Belgium and ironically, be happy to do Cresselia? And then if we get a yes, we can do that one. But I'll just wait till you finish your current DAs if you want to come across to this one. Okay, so that's 2. As I said, just let us know when you're ready to join you 2, and then we can set it up. And so the hardest one where Amado would be good is Yveltal or Lugia. Yeah, I don't think anyone's got those saved, have they? Oh, you've got Yveltal. We can do Yveltal if we want. I don't have a problem. I know it's a little bit more difficult Yveltal than Cresselia. I believe all 4 of us need it still. So if everyone's happy, we do Yveltal instead. And then we can just sort of get the bug thing. Cresselia first run, and yeah, that would be that's the code I tend to use, that goes around the dial. Now, so we give it a couple of minutes and then we can join. Like, the small tip for you in position 1 is if there's nothing great, take something with like good spread moves. So preferably like 2 or 3 types of moves that can just beat the first thing. I know you've done a few now, you'll probably be a bit more used to it, but yeah, I got lazy with my code design. I was tempted to try and make one out of voices, but it's only 7 numbers. I used the letters of the V, B, and 22, etc., and so on. But it didn't quite click. It was either 7 or 9. Okay, so none of them were shiny, I don't think. And we can quickly check them. I don't want to do more because I will run out of eggs. I'm doing it in a very strange way. But you can see how many I've done. Yeah, I can. It's one of those where you kind of want to do your own path, but you don't, if you get what I mean. Because the numbers going together for voices are a lot more all over the keyboard or the mouse. You kind of want to just keep the codes very, very simple, if we're honest. Yeah, I've already done about 5 or 6 boxes that I deleted yesterday. Now, are you nearly done, boy from Belgium? Or are we still beating the electric Christmas tree? Thank you for the follow, Connor. Welcome into the Dynamax Adventures. We are just setting up to do a Cresselia path. And, well, we kind of do a bit random ones, but soon I will probably be going for Gen 4 Pokemon in no particular order. I just need to know how far away Boy from Belgium is from joining, and we will get going. Are you a fellow Dynamax adventurer? And if so, are you on any particular targets? Okay, we'll set this one up then. Okay, so we'll do a 3-player Cresselia then. Just let us know when it's up and we will jump in. Unless anyone else would like the final spot. All very nice. They are ones I would love to get myself. I've done... Basically, my challenge this month was to take on every legendary at least once. And in 200 DAs, we managed to do that. All 47. So, I know the dog ones are nice to battle. Especially because one's like the tutorial. I wanted to go back to them, but I didn't save them, and I wanted the Ultra Beast save because I have not unlocked them officially in the game. But I'm guessing that means you haven't had any luck with them yet. We've got 2 legendaries this month. We got a Moltres and we got a Guzzlord yesterday, which was pretty good. So as we know, for this Cresselia, we are mainly looking for Dark, Bug and Ghost. We should be good with just those 3 types. Not really too much of a problem for us. We've done these many times. Yeah, it was a big surprise to get it because it was actually the last one we dealt with in searching for it. So that was quite good. Like, I spent all the time looking for all the Ultra Beasts. We've done countless Lugia, Blacephalon and Zekrom, and we ended up getting that one. About the 3rd run we did. I believe Moltres was the 2nd run on it, so we've done pretty good. We really don't have a good team here, do we? Let's just... don't really want to take on a lightning team. We're going to take this, just so we got some coverage, or at least the Sand Slash can help a bit. And this Taurus, hopefully. No, computer, thanks for that. But we'll get there eventually. And that had to be one of the worst starting lineups I think I've ever seen. For when you know your target. I know that's not nice, that one. So we'll probably go right, I imagine. Or do... what is the electric? What is the fairy? It's not... yep, it's just pretty... it's one of them where we'll just whittle it down. Yeah, I was just seeing if there was something a bit higher up that had a dark move. But we can go either way from here as well. So that's good. The only thing I saw was a lantern. So, yeah. But we'll be relatively good against this. I believe. We'll just, as we say, it's one of them where we're just going to do bit damage here and there and we'll get it done. Like, this can't do too much to us, I don't think. Or maybe the Noctowl. Well, otherwise we're okay. I do know that at least 2 of us need to swap somewhere, so do you think... yeah, it's not a problem really. Like, it's bulky whatever we do, so my move will get more powerful the more you damage it, so that's also helpful. Yeah, so do you think I would be better to take this or Dragon to take this? Because as we said, we want this on the team 100%. But otherwise we are just going with whatever's good and strong. If I could remember the path, it would be nice, because then we could have picked the one that wasn't weak to the next thing. Well done, computer, picking the best type. We always knew that was going to be the thing to deal with, but never mind. See, I think I will probably take this because I get to Dynamax next turn. Yeah, Noctowl's the computer though, that's the problem. We can see whether they want it, but if there's a scientist they'll probably swap it out. Whatever we do. So we want to swap between me and you probably, because Sand Slash has Leech Life, so that will be fine. It's more that I'm not fully evolved, so I'll probably be the weakest attacker of the team, so it'll probably be best if I take this. And we can then replace you in the next couple as we said, it's a pretty dreadful run, which is nobody's fault really, it happens. And we could go up to the ghost on the left, which could work. I think we would probably be best to do that. But I can't remember what the one getting there was, so if I take this and you take the ghost, because at least against the ghost it can't hit you. I believe you're normal and electric randomly. If it's ground, it's a bit of a... we may have to go the other way because we won't really cope with a ground type. But I didn't really pay full attention to what it was. Okay, and a shell smashing Pokemon in the final. Maybe that's the strat. If I get a white herb, I'm definitely using this. But this is what we mean by you can talk through some of the ideas. Like, yes, you would probably still deal with this on your own pretty well, but you've also got to deal with the fact that you would be playing this run solo, which could be very difficult, if you get what I mean. With what if the computer had picked the same as us, we know that the computer would swap out the only thing good. Like, you had a horrible first pick, so you would have taken this, but you would have been stuck with the others that they would have taken. So that's kind of what we mean by it's nice to do them with people at times. They're not always bad, no, I agree. As we said, Cresselia is very bulky, so it's pretty comfortable to deal with. Yeah, it's more bulky rather than hard hitting, so that's why it's not the worst thing to battle against at the end of the day. If somebody does get this Armaldo, I will probably be switching over to Heatran though, just so you know. That's going to be my plan. Heatran will be my main target for the rest of the month. I'm happy to do others if one of us gets the shiny, as long as they're Gen 4 like this. But I'm going to be doing most of my Dynamaxes with these targeted Pokemon. But as we say, like, we're sort of set up so anyone can join in with our DAs. If you can skip through quickly when you're the lead, then we can see whether the computer does want it. That's the only other thing when you play with others, the lead person can skip through quickest. Okay, I'm just going to take it. Yeah, the computer didn't want it, so... yeah, so whenever you're the lead, as soon as you press no, the computer shows whether they want it to the rest. Yeah, we should be fine with fire, shouldn't we? And we get berries, and then we get Mimikyu at the end. It's not the worst either, so that seems like a sensible run. And that's the other little tiny thing you have to remember when you're hosting. You won't see it when you're playing against the computer. They won't show you whether the computer wants it until you've clicked. But when you're with 2 or 3 people, you have to sort of... the player 2 and 3 can see whether the computer wants it after you confirm you don't. This one has Shadow Ball, so it is a good option as well, Flareon. So I would swap out here if I were you. Okay, no worries. Okay, I don't have a Dynamax, it must be... no worries, we'll get through this one. Yeah, so Dragon, I think you should take the Flareon, because it has a Ghost move, which is going to be helpful against the Mimikyu as well. And then we can decide whether we want Mimikyu. If you weren't player 1, I would say see whether the computer wanted it. But I would take it even against the Mimikyu, because even if you do decide to swap it again, it's fine, it's not an issue. But if you take the Heliop, your current Pokemon through, it's not got as much super effective. That's what I'm thinking more. And you can do a few shadow balls and we should be pretty fine against Mimikyu. We've got... we're not perfectly strong against it, but we'll be able to do enough damage. Yes, that is true. But again, this is one where the dream scenario is the computer takes this, I'll be honest. But we're in a position where we can't guarantee knowing until we've gone past you as such. This is partially down to how bad the first draw was. It's completely up to you whether you take it or not. Like, do you have anything strong for the Mimikyu? That's the other way of looking at it. Yes, that is true. Because the thing is, if you don't take it and the computer takes it, then it's fine. But if you don't take it and the computer doesn't, I don't think we have a single move that's strong against Mimikyu. Or super effective between the team. We've got a couple of immunities and that's it. That's my thinking when we do a lot of thinking out loud when we do these. So, as we say, it's completely up to you, really. It's me and ironically are fine with what we've got. It's your decision. Yeah, computer didn't want it, so I would... part of me is thinking just let the computer take the Mimikyu. In a weird way. You can Dynamax against this as well, if you want to. Because you'll be Dynamaxing round 2, and the max Phantasm does quite a lot, and then I'll be able to do the max bug move in the final if we beat it within 4 goes. So that will help all of us. I think my move's best. Yeah, I imagine it would be something silly like that, to be honest. What would you do in this situation? Would you take the Mimikyu or the Flareon into the final? What does this raise? Lowers defense, increases speed. Okay. You would shoot the AI, of course. We all want to do that. So this move's going to be big in the final. But then I don't know which is better, the Ghost or the Flutterby. What one does this lower? This lowers defense. Okay. Fair enough. It's one of those where it seems like it's a really good Pokemon, but in these the movesets aren't the best on that electric type. Of course I missed. Oh no, you missed. Computer missed. I think. Right, yeah, so I think if you Dynamax, you can lower its defense. And I can probably start lowering some of it in the final, hopefully. In a weird way, I kind of want to get knocked out. I know it would mean we only have 2 lives, but I won't be as weak against it. That's the way I look at it, really. But the thing is, if we get the shiny Cresselia, the only thing that can be a bit of an annoyance if you do this with 4 people is if one gets the shiny, the other 3 will want to carry on and the other one will want to move on to something else. But that's just what we have to deal with. Yeah, that's the thing, that I can do some big damage to it, so it's more thinking if I'm half full I may save the Dynamax the Sand Slash, but that's just as weak at the moment. So we're both not in a great place for this. But it happens sometimes. You get a bit weak in these games. Like, I don't think Cresselia can do too much to me. And Sand Slash will use Leech Life, so it'll get health back. So it'll probably be better if Sand Slash doesn't Dynamax. That's the other side of it. But we'll see. Right, I'm definitely not taking this. Yeah, Sand Slash is pretty much full health. The computer wants it. The computer's being smart. Yeah, so I'll go and just hit early with the Dynamax, and I think we'll be good. And then once we've done this, we can run it back again, or we can do the Latias if we want. As I say, we can mix it up today. And we've done quite a lot of solid runs, and then we do one that both people have on their lists, which is nice for everyone. And again, we will have one spot available in the next one. Would you be happy to just do, or do you want to do your Veltor one that you've got, ironically? Because we could do your Veltor, that would be quite a fun one to do. Still be 3 of us, but if someone else wants to join in, they can, as we've always said. Okay, that's not a problem. If it's just going to be 2 of us, I might just do a Blacephalon next, then with Dragon. Because we know it's not a terrible one. Like, we know it's pretty quick, pretty smooth, and I can't. Did you, Dragon? Did you say you had unlocked the Ultra Beasts yet, or not? I can't quite remember. Because if... Yep, you can join in, Connor, if you want. Are you happy to do Blacephalon? That's pretty much the main one. Unless you have Entei ready to go, we could do an Entei. So to unlock the Ultra Beasts officially to host on your own, you need to finish the Calyrac storyline, capture all of the Galarian birds, and do all the Regis storyline. And then you should have finished all of the Crazy Guy's missions, and he does something and it unlocks the Ultra Beasts. But I think you might also have to have done 5 Dynamaxes. Yeah, that's the main reason why most of us haven't unlocked the Ultra Beast officially, because we're shiny hunting the Regis. That's where we've... But GG, and good luck with your shinies. That's pretty much what you need to do. You don't have to do the Swords of Justice side quest as such to do the Ultra Beast, because that isn't him introducing it to you, it's one of the other characters. But compared to what Scarlet and Violet offered you for legendary stuff, this is so much more better. It would take a long time. They don't even get affected by shiny odds. Let's see. Did we get a shiny? No, we didn't. Thank you. Because you can't do any... I did Registeel in about 3 days. I got very lucky. I got it really early. I don't want to keep that one. So I will set up a Blacephalon run. And anyone who wants to join can join. we remember this, it's ghost and fire, so we want dark, ground, rock, and maybe ghost if we feel, and water. They're our main ones. Indeed. But they don't get affected by the shiny charm, so you are playing the 1 in 4,000, whatever the number is. So the code is on the top right hand corner. If you do want to join, you are more than welcome. If you are new, just if your trainer name is different to your Twitch name, just let me know. Yeah, so we want to get rock, ground, dark, or water. And the absolute best Pokemon to face this is actually Galarian Linoon and Obstagoon, because it's got a ghost move, a psychic move, and I think one's taunt, so 3 of the 4 moves it has cannot hit the Linoon at all. So, but as we said, it's open if you do want to jump in, Connor, and if you need a couple more minutes, let me know and I can reset it. But yeah, I've been running these back on my own, so most of the Ultra Beasts are pretty comfortable. They're pretty frail. If you get a Water type 1 max Geyser, will do about half health, and then the second one will knock it out because you've got the rain up. So it's a nice one to deal with, if we're honest. When it comes to the others, like we were doing Guzzlord yesterday, it's got the 4 times weakness. It's probably a nicer one to do again. And if you are a Zygarde hunter, our friend of the channel, Boy from Belgium, has a perfect Zygarde run set up and might be streaming it later today. So if there is a 4-person team, they're more than likely going to be hosting Zygarde runs. So there is that. When I say it's easy, you will beat Zygarde in 1 turn. It won't even get to use its ability. That's how strong the run is. And it's no wide guarder. But the only bit that's remotely difficult is some of the battles getting to Zygarde. Okay, welcome in, Connor. If you do think something is better to take, try to let me know while we're in the battle if you think you want to take it and replace something, okay? That's kind of how I do most of these, because I don't do the voice chats. So the easy one to start with is our Tentacruel. The other way of looking at it is pick something that's good against what we're facing. So what we want to find. So Maractus is not terrible. Actually, don't take Maractus. Boltland won't be bad because electric against water. We want dark, water, ground, rock. So Barraskewda is pretty good. It's not the strongest, but it will do. Or Munchlax for Thunder Punch. It's up to you, really. I don't think I can use my water moves now, so I'm pretty useless. So we have a grass type. There's a bug, but we don't want the bug. My dream is still looking for Almaldo, so that's something I'm still doing. Welcome in, Shurio. How are you doing? Yeah, so we're going to go right. Yeah, we'll go right. We can get a ghost, which is good and helpful. Yeah, it's only a teapot. I'm good too, thank you. Thank you for coming in to see our challenge on these. Do you have any of the Pokemon games on your Switch or not? I always forget to ask that question. Or is it mostly Fortnite, Minecraft stuff? I probably won't Dynamax here, because I'm pretty useless. So I'll let you Dynamax Dragon second turn if we're still not. We can just do it, it doesn't make much difference. your dark move will do a lot more damage than me. I really, really, really need the computer to get rid of Maractus. Whatever happens, that's what I need it to do. So I'm pretty sure that's how Storm Drain works, that if I try and use a water move, it just takes it. I might have a look, to be honest. So it's amazing to use against Kyogre or Palkia, because it just takes all of the moves away from them. So you'll be pretty dominant in that game, like especially with like the serfs and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna just try it and see what happens, because I don't even think I'll get to my turn because you're super fast. Like your dark move is going to do so much damage in the final. Like you'll be potentially faster, but I don't quite think you will be. So we will see. The only one I might swap out elsewhere is I may see what the best thing to do is to see what the computer wants to do. Because Barrascuda's water move is not fantastic. And that's the only thing I will say. But if it can get to Max Geyser, it's great. But it does have the dark move, so it's got a bit of both, but we can see. As we said, we'll see whether the computer wants this one, I think. I can't remember who's weak here. I forgot to check the HP. I preferably want to keep Boltland because I want to go for the water type next. So even if you do swap, you'll swap late. Again, the plan for me is always to think what we're facing. Yeah, so I don't want to take this. Computer, please take it. Yes, the computer wants this. We've got to get rid of that Maractus. And then we can deal with water types. It always targets one of us too much, doesn't it? Yeah, Wartortle will be fine. This is up to you two. If you do feel like you want to take this, let me know. I'm quite happy for either of you to take this, to be honest. I know you've both got dark moves, but we could do it for health reasons, get rid of the Boltland if it still survives this one. But I think the last battle is more, we've got to pick something we don't want the computer to be too rubbish against. Yeah, the computer might take the Wartortle action. We can see. As I said, the only frustrating thing with the Barrascuda is the water move is really weak, but it does also have a dark move, and if Blacephalon is the fastest on the field, the Assurance will do more damage, because as long as your team takes the damage, we'll be fine. Can we get a poison? Yes, we can. And a big Giga Drain. Lovely. It's going pretty well. That's just what I can only do this move, so I'm not much help at all. It's probably one of the most frustrating water types you can have, but the only good thing is like my stats can't get lowered. So there is that big plus for us. As I say, we should probably see whether the computer wants to take this. If the computer wants to take it, let it take it, get rid of the Poltergeist. It's got Sucker Punch, but outside of that it's not much help in the final. Like, it would be a dream if we could get 3 warders for this one. As we say, Max Geyser just destroys this thing. Again, it's not a difficult battle, if we're honest. but we're quite happy just to put together the team for it. The more people we have on the team, the more variations of strategies that we can have. And that's the way I look at it. Okay, hopefully not too long. Right, so I'm not taking this. The computer wants it, so you could just let the computer take it. No worry, boy from Belgium. Are you happy for Blacephalon day number 2? I feel like we've got an almost perfect team here already. Whatever it takes is going to be horrible. I'm going to go for the bug type because it has a dark move. It's the only reason I'm going for it. Yeah, I've picked the Cypher just because it has assurance. So if the computer does take it, there's another dark move on our team. It's not strong against any of us. I will say if it gets to your turn, Dragon, Dynamax this turn, and then we can have the Barraskewda Dynamax in the final. Because then we can Dynamax into Max Geyser, and the two of us will hit very hard, and you'll probably get a big hit in as well somewhere along the line. Yes, I only say Dynamax just to make sure we get it finished. Not that it needs to be Dynamaxed against, more than anything else. Probably could have gone for the poison, because I think it was a Slazzle, but we'll see. We're going to have to take some hits anyway in the final, so we just got to hope Barraskewda can get one geyser up just to get the rain up. That's the main dream for it, more than anything else. I'm guessing, Boy from Belgium, you didn't get the shiny circuitry yet? That's just ironic Olies. And only theirs. Ideally, the Barraskewda gets knocked out this turn, if I'm honest. Yeah, as I was saying, I was doing those eggs yesterday, and I want to say about 8 eggs of Laleep, and 8 boxes of Laleep even, and 8 boxes of Anorith, and no shiny. So, been basically deleting them all out of home slowly. Well, that's a good way to get to the next battle. I say we just risk the Dynamax on the Barraskewda. We'll whittle it down otherwise, and other ways if we miss it. If the computer takes this, at least it's got assurance, but I'm hoping if they do take it, it makes it the target for the Blacephalon. But technically, your Pokemon will be Crunch, I think, because you're so fast. But you're not weak to the moves. If it hits a fire move, I think Cypher will die. That's the other thing, right? So there is a bit of a cheat for assurance, and that cheat would be, so we've got Barraskewda as a perfect Pokemon. If Barraskewda attacked one of us, assurance will do double to the computer. It's one of those weird things that can happen in these, but it's not worth over messing around with it, to be honest. Yeah, as I say, if Barraskewda can do this, I believe I will be able to hit my Hydro Pump more accurately. But we'll see. I'll probably miss and will die. It's got the big hits. Okay. So you are always going to take a big hit, whatever happened. Like, I don't see a Cypher surviving a Fire Blast. So it doesn't matter. We knew we would lose one life with two weakened Pokemon. But as we said, next we'll be doing this run 4-player if everyone wants to continue on. Dragon and Connor, if you both want to do another one, it's all good. I'm going to just do Water Pulse for confusion chance. Bit naive, but it may work in our favour. No, it's not. It's a nice selection that we had. When you've got something that's got multiple weaknesses from different types as well, like so many Pokemon have a dark move. It's crazy. It's like there aren't too many dark Pokemon in the Dynamax adventures to use. Slightly worried that it's going to do a... Nope, it's not getting a hit here. I'm actually only going to Dynamax, so if it hits me, I'll survive a hit, because I think it's getting pretty strong. But we did, how many days did we do yesterday? No, we did 16 runs on Blacephalon a couple of days ago. So, of all the things we've done, it's been one of the main hunts on my side of the channel. Like, I know like Robin does a lot of Zekrom, Boy from Belgium does a lot of Zygarde, and Keith does a lot of Lugia, so that's 3 other people who are targeting one thing more often than me. So yeah, I think we'll be okay. We can survive one more hit, right? Boltland's down again. Yeah, the Beast Boost has done a lot of powering it up. That's the problem with it. I know it goes first. Does it survive? No, it's I think +4 special attack. So it isn't as easy as it looks. Very disappointing we couldn't get the win on that one. But good luck with the other shinies, I guess. Nothing for me. Right, so we'll run Blacephalon back. And when you lose, I don't have to save it. Yes, I'll put the code up and it'll be open for anyone to join. No, that one. So it is up and ready for people. As we said, like, we've done a few of these. People are always welcome to join in and see how well they do on these. So we got Dragon. Who will be second? Would it be Boy from Belgium or would it be Connor? And that, I think that one sort of summed up that we had nice type moves, but not good strength in those moves. I personally don't think changing out to Cypher would have made any difference at the end. We were unlucky because Wartortle, I believe, missed a Hydro Pump as well, which would have probably won us the match. But again, the dream scenario is to get the water up against it, so it will take out its fire moves from being effective. So as soon as you get the... Yeah, we would have loved a bit more bulk, but everything on the run was pretty frail. Is Boy from Belgium joining, or has he vanished? Yeah, so if you get the rain up, you're perfect. Hello, Pika Boy. Welcome in. How are you doing? We are on a Blacephalon run. I think Boy from Belgium was going to join, but he's gone quiet. So if you do want the last spot, it's got a minute left. Yesterday we got the Guzzlord, which was very nice. And a couple of days ago we got the Moltres. We did a 4-player one and 2 of us got a shiny Moltres, which was crazy. But I'll leave it open for now, because I thought Boy from Belgium wanted to join. But he's run away. But if you want to join in any, let us know. If there's anything you really want to target, let us know. Probably from tomorrow onwards, I will be doing exclusively Gen 4 Pokemon and DAs. So that's the plan from my end. It's because I'm in a challenge to collect the Pokemon in Dex order, and we need one more Pokemon in Hoenn before we can get to the next stage, basically. Yes, this is frail, but it'll have to do. Dunsparce is not terrible for this one, and Clefairy will be quite a good support at the moment. So then nothing's really great, to be honest, but Clefairy does have the grass move. We have the ice move if we want ground. Politoed is the dream one to have on the team. I blame Boy from Belgium for this. So Politoed is the dream because it has Drizzle. But otherwise, we've got a Nido Queen, I think, to the left, which will probably take that. And we'll want the Hitmontop, I think, at the top corner. That's kind of the dream for this one. I know. Politoed's got water move, ground move. It's like a dream against this thing. And helping hand, so if we're facing something it's difficult against, we'll be fine. What do we? With the last one is Fairy. Something like that, I think. I am just going to Dynamax because I will survive one hit, whatever it does. I think it was the 4th person. The computer could have picked it. If we had had 4 people, the 4th person would have had that easy. Now I'm thinking this is going to be a damage output decision. Depending on who the computer targets takes this. If I'm honest. Because Clefairy will be nice for backup more than anything else, but it's pretty useless in battles. If the Clefairy can just do Life Dew for us, now that we've taken a bit of damage, it will keep us full health. That's the best option. And it's sort of tempting to keep it, to be honest. Just for, it's going to be one. If the computer wants it, I want the computer to take it. But if it's weak, swap. Because where it can do Life Dew every battle or every move, it can just keep refreshing our health. So we'll always be full health. So that's a big thing. But again, it can take this if it wants to. If you want to take it, feel free. Back to the ads. The only one that's slightly scary is actually doing the Hitmontop against Dunsparce. But otherwise, it's not too bad. Yeah, I don't really know what happened to Boy from Belgium. He was here one minute and he's gone the next. Oh, well, never mind. He saw us losing one and thought, I'm not sticking around to play and lose. I want to win them all. He sort of said he'd be up for joining the next one, but that was more what I was meaning by it. But again, if you want to join in any, let us know. I know you've done a few with him, Corey, and a few others. So I know you know the routine on how these work. I don't do voice chats because of I haven't fully set it all up. Computer does want it, so it's up to the computer or Connor. Don't mind which. But it's a good one to have on our team because it's got the ground move and the ghost move. So that is good. Right, we want to take on the Lurantis, which is not great for everybody else, but you can max Hellstorm against it. Because we want the Hitmon top in the top corner. So my theory for this would be Clefairy just do Life Dew, and then Clefairy can take this and then take the Hitmon top, if we can. Because, well, we just don't want... It can keep the Clefairy if the computer doesn't want it. That's the best way to put it. Welcome back, boy from Belgium. You missed your chance to join this one. And player 4 would have had a Politoed. Would have been our dream scenario. A good job we weren't here, because we actually lost to the Blacephalon in the end. We've got quite a horrible run for no water, basically. We would love water types for this run. So we're going with Shadow Ball, Dunsparce, Boulder, Rock or Ground. Hopefully the computer will keep the Nido Queen, and the final one we're looking at is a Hitmon top, which that's pretty much the best we can hope for on this run, I think. Actually, if this hits me, I'm dead because of the hell. But again, it's not the strongest thing. We didn't get any... Oh yeah, so you've got the flyer move as well. Yes, we are doing another Blacephalon. So it's not the worst team. It's just the first one we didn't get the max guys are up, which probably cost us. And because where we were only 3 people, it was a long way round to my go. And I think it got 3 boosts on special attack, so it was one-shotting with fire moves on water types. So it wasn't pretty. But as we said, we're going to carry on probably with this unless I see an Almaldo cashed in on. And then I will... start doing Heatran. But I found that Blacephalon is easier if you can get Drizzle up early. That's what I found the most, because as soon as it gets its Beast Boost, the fire moves are just going to wipe most things, even things it's not weak against, or are strong against fire. And then later today I'm probably going back to Anarif egg hunting if we don't get some luck with this armada. But are you good to come back into the Blacephalons? And then we got our 4 players. So preferably we'll see whether the computer wants this. If they don't want it, we don't need to take it. If they do want it, Clefairy's gonna have to take it. It is a nice one, yeah. Well, because, as I mentioned, I'm in like a community that are trying to shiny hunt the Pokedex in regional order, and that's the we need the evolution to finish Hoenn completely, so we can finally get on to Sinnoh. And there's between about 4 of us, 5 of us, we've done so many eggs. I've forgotten how many, but I think we're between us all, we're at like 2,000 odd eggs. So it doesn't really matter if you do or don't take this. If you don't take it, can you please life dew? Okay. Otherwise, we're just going to hit this thing hard. Doesn't make too much difference. I just want to double check what the Psychic and Electric is. Psychic is Raichu, Electric is Electabuzz. So yeah, we'll stick with this because it's got Drill Run. You will probably want to take this for the final. I know it has the headbutt, but we're going to have to play this crazy team really. Muscle Band is physical moves. I think I'm physical, right? Probably find out I'm not, but whatever. Yeah, it's got Drill Run, and that's going to be all we really need for the final. I was hoping to get the Laleep, that's why I did more Laleep eggs than Anarif, but just this morning I've done 4 boxes, and yesterday I did 5 or 6. It's just very boring. That's my thing. It's very boring doing eggs. Who can Dynamax? I don't think anyone can they? Well, I guess we'll just do this because I think it hits a bit harder. It's not my best set of moves, I'll be honest. Get the burn, it would be nice. Coaching, that's also very nice for the final. The dual wing beat, lovely. If you don't have the shiny charm, you're looking at 1 in 300. But you did get the Jinx yesterday, remember? But otherwise, once you get the shiny charm, on paper it should be 1 in 100 encounters you'll get a shiny in these. Which is why the comedy of it is doing 200 and getting 2 legendaries is about on average. So yeah, so it will start coming eventually. Like as I said, we've done 200 and we've had 7 altogether. Now I'm going to Dynamax so you can use a... No, I'm not going to Dynamax actually. If Connor takes the Hitmontop, hopefully the Hitmontop can Dynamax in the final and use the ground move. That's my thinking. Okay. You have the ghost move for the final, don't you? We'll still take this over the Lurantis. Just trying to remember what the ghost move lowers. Does it lower special attack? Or does it raise our special attack? Well, you should be fine. The other option is, no, we'll keep it simple. You just go for the ghost move, a max ghost move it, and we'll just hit it with our ground and rock moves. I'm going to go for the rock move first, because if I miss, Stomping Tantrum will do double next turn, so that is good. If I hit, it's going to do a lot of damage. I'm hoping the computer might do Scorching Sands or Charm, but I don't think it makes much difference. That could work in our favour, because if it goes for the ghost move, at least Dunsparce is safe. Right, that's right. We're going to go for Stone Edge, see if we get the big hit early. We can Dynamax, get the ghost move to lower or raise something on one of our sides, and then hopefully this one will go a little bit smoother. As I say, the big problem I think is that we don't have a water move on the team, and we didn't even see a water Pokemon en route. Well, we survived, but at what cost? At what cost? We got the big hit in, that's good. Even if it goes down, got some help. Is coaching a priority move, if anyone knows? Never mind. Wow. Didn't think it would do that much damage. GG and good luck with the shinies. The shame is that the one I use is one I really want to shiny hunt, and that's what we get when we have the... I think your ghost move may lower its defense, the Max Phantasm. So with Stone Edge on top of that, that's what happens. They're very frail, most of the Ultra Beasts. So, nope, 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 nope. Nothing for me. Oh, I should have checked. I've mentioned before I'm trying to replace stuff in my living decks. So if I can, I'm taking things off these. Yeah, this is why the defense dropping moves are so good in this game. Why when we do certain Zygarde runs, you hear a lot of us talking about Fake Tears, Metal Sound, Screech, and Acid Spray, because they lower the defense by like 2 stages, and then suddenly they're frail as they come. You will knock things out so easily. So that's why that's why you see us doing a little bit more thinking rather than just that type's good against that. We look at things that are going to give us another bonus on top. So the run is up. And the more you do these Dynamax adventures, the more you learn. Like, even when I started these a month ago, we sort of had the same, like, I wasn't as good on it all. So I'm learning more and more the more we do. So everyone kind of goes for Excelgor quite a lot just because of Acid Spray. Stun Tank is brilliant for it too. If I could remember which Stunfisk is which Stunfisk, I would also say them. But otherwise, we have the full team. We're ready to go. So My personal first two picks for this would always be Politoed or Pelipper. They would be my picks for the first two. Because Pelipper also has Drizzle, so we don't need both, but one would be nice. Let's get going and see what happens. So, guess I'll Mimikyu again. What else do we have? We got a Sucker Punch on Kangaskhan, which might be big, and Dig. So that's not a bad thing. And depending on what the last thing is, I would take the Slow King here, because you're strong against ground, basically. Or rock. That's the only reason, because you'll be the one we're looking to swap out. We've got plenty of ground to pick from here. I would prefer a water type, if I'm honest. I would want to go this way at the moment. Yes, right. I really want to get the water type for this, if I'm honest. I think that's the most sensible plan. I'm also probably not Dynamaxing myself first turn, so we can let Boy from Belgium do a bigger psychic hit. We will probably still take the Nidoking, because it will hit hard against the Abomasnow. That's a slightly scary thing to deal with. Yeah, not much point in me doing this. So I'm just going to hit it and work from there. Like, we've got two big psychic hitters here, and water or ice, so pretty good with what we've got. Kangaskhan's good to hide, because if it does attack it, at least it will miss. Who's it going for that on? Probably that. That's not terrible. We will probably swap the Claydol out as well on this route. It's not fantastic for the final because it's only got ancient power. So we'll just do this again and we should win, I think. Let's see, we'll just hit it hard. That's all we can really do. The harder we hit it, the quicker it goes down, right? Now we're going to get another big psychic off and a dig. Fire Punch. Okay, that did take Claydol down. It is pretty useless Claydol, isn't it, in DAs? Do you want to take Claydol, boy from Belgium? Nidoking, boy from Belgium? We definitely want this for the Fire Punch, if we're honest. That's the thinking, I would imagine. If nobody wants this, I might take it, but I'm not desperate to swap out yet. But I am pretty useless in these battles. So if you don't want it, let me know. I will take it. The best option currently would be to whoever can Dynamax take it, but I don't really want to lose the Slow King. Yeah, you've got a water move which is kind of key, as I said. You'll take some hits if it does grass moves, but it's not the worst. Who's it going for? Me? Well, that's okay. That rebuilds. And so I think boy from Belgium takes this for now, if I'm honest. You happy with that, boy from Belgium? Or... well, I think the next thing we've got is... what did we say? The next thing we're facing is a bomber snow. And the fire punch on this will do a lot of damage. So I might swap if no one wants to. I haven't heard a yes from anyone, so I'm just going to take this. I put the question out and nobody answered, so I'm taking it as nobody wants to swap. That's how we go. And that's what I say, like when we do these, that's where your discussions come. You talk it through early, and that's when you make your decisions. I believe it might even be my Dynamax here. Or is it dragons? Can't quite remember. And after this, I probably think we can go for the water type and replace Claydol. Boy from Belgium, I would say take this for the water type only. When I don't think I should take this because it's a ground type against the it's a ground type against the Blacephalon, so I'm good. But I do think if Boy from Belgium takes this in place of the Claydol, it's going to have a grass move against the water type. And I think we can keep the Slow King for another round. Keep the Slow King probably to the end. Like, you've got a big water move, so we'll have two that can set up the geyser. So we'll be pretty good in the final, I think. Oh yeah, yeah. I will get to here. Yeah, I get what you mean now. But I think Boy from Belgium's vanished again. It's gone into the Shadow Realm. But we'll see. We'll see if he comes back. Plays into the strategy here. And that's why I'm quite happy with this. But I am sceptical about taking on the water with our full team we've got right now. That's why I want the Claydol to take this ideally. But we'll see what he does. Because like Kangaskhan's fine because it's got dig. We've got water moves on Slow King. I've got a ground move. So I think we're pretty good as a team for this final. Yes, it's only Grassy Glide, but he can Dynamax first move into Max Overgrowth. Nope, okay, he's keeping it to the end. So I don't really want to take the water type on now. Hello Morlan, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm slightly confused here, but as I say, my dream was to take on the water type, but I think we're too weak for it. We should be. I just a bit confused about certain move choices. At least it can't get hit by that, I guess. we'll be dodging. We're on Blacephalon again, so if you want to go join, we can do a bit of rotation between everyone, so everyone gets a go. As I said, like, I try to make sure everyone can have a couple of games. Hello Wolfie, how are you doing? I saw you in the birthday stream playing the Fortnites. Did you get many more wins or not? I am good, thank you. I know what you mean about the sleepiness. It's always the same. When the clocks change, the sun comes out earlier and you're always drowsier. Fair enough. I don't know how long the stream ended up going on for, but... And how drunk you made Sarah get. Or was it not a drinking one in the end? But when it comes to the team, boy from Belgium, are you taking Sandslash? You can take this. I just wondered where you've been for the rest of the run. I thought you might have taken the Abomasnow for these battles to get rid of the Claydol, because it just doesn't hit very hard. Fair enough. I'm not sure who's going to get the Dynamax in the final. That's not great. I was hoping to get the water type, if I'm honest. Okay, well, we'll see if Morlan wants to join. As I said, we can rotate it round, so everybody does one or two each. Everyone gets in on one. If there's 5 or 6 people that want to do Dynamaxes, I don't know whether Morlan will want to join in today. Peekaboy was here, might still be here, might want to join in. So what I'm saying is, if there is like 6 or 7 people who want to do Dynamaxes, we can run one on stream, and if the other 3 want to do one off stream, they're more than welcome. That's my thinking more than anything else. Bit like what happens on yours sometimes. You get 1 or 2 many. I want to try and not do Zygarde because I really want to try and find the Almaldo. But I imagine you said you were more than likely to stream later today. So I thought you would be doing Zygarde on your stream. And hopefully if everybody sticks around, we can then get the 4 that you need to do that run smoothly. So we're not... Like, the worst thing that could happen is if you got the Zygarde on mine and then you've lost like your main draw host, because you'll be happy to just do Zygarde the whole time to get it, won't you? So that boy from Belgium will probably take this, and then he could Dynamax in the final. That's just my thinking of, like, Zygarde's fun, but because I want to move to get the Armado and then probably do Gen 4 on mine. We do have 4 people at the moment, yes. But as I said, Morland was here. I don't know if he wants to join, and Peekaboy was around. But if they don't want to do any, we can just do the same team again, same run, not a problem. We can just, I would like to just run these on mine for a while. But the challenge was always to see as many different ones as possible, and we made it. Thanks to you mostly, because you found a lot of the Ultra Beasts for me. And this is one we all kind of like. It's not the most difficult one to do. And as I said, my main goal will be to do Heatran first for the Gen 4 ones. That's the main thing. And I know you are probably going to want to chase another Mesprit. Is that on your Zygarde save or your other save? That's what I got to check out. But GG everyone, and good luck on your shinies. I believe we're in ads, so we'll take the break between. Also, Boyfriend Belgium, what time are you thinking of going live? Is it about an hour and a half from now? But let's see if we can get the shiny Pennywise. Because this will change everything if we get the shiny Pennywise. I don't think that is shiny Nidoking. Not to the Bomber Snow or the Sand Slash, and not the Dancing Clown. Oh, I needed the Nidoking. I forgot. I keep forgetting. When I do these on my own, I'm going to have to focus more. Right, so I'm going to put the Blacephalon up. And if there's space, people can join. If we get to 30 seconds, I'm going to back out so Dragon can join. The next one, join it, basically. So it is up and ready for people to join. And we do have a Discord if anybody wants to join it, if I can spell Discord. So the idea would be that you can come and share your shiny, see when we're going live, see if others are doing Dynamax adventures and everything. This sort of challenge was designed to sort of share everybody's shinies in like a long-term video. So I was meant to be doing updates every 50 I did. I lost track in the middle of the 100, so I've got to put 100 in the middle. So there's that. It's not too much of a problem. We can keep going. That's why it's going to be a fun bit, because that little addition is where we got most. I'm not even going to say most shinies. We got the best shinies, because we got Araquanid, Hitmon, Chan, Dreadnought, then Moltres, and Guzzlord. That's all we got in that, like 100. So there is that. As I said, if there isn't a fourth, I'm going to back out and redo it. And if Dragon makes the next run, we'll do it with the 4. If not, we'll do it with the 3. Like, we know it's pretty smooth, this one. I know we did lose one, but that last run showed us just how easy it is. But I think we're in a comfortable place to cruise through these. And yeah. And if ever anybody wants to do anything in particular other than Zygarde, let me know in the chat and we could do one of those runs. Not got a problem with mixing it up a bit. Zygarde's one's going to be very popular. Boy from Belgium has the perfect run. So it's not the end of the world. Reshiram, we can do a Reshiram next one if you want. I don't have a problem with having a go at that. I believe everybody wants a Reshiram. Or did you want to have a go at this Blacephalon first? Okay, let's just start this one then. And then we can do the Reshiram next run. Too late now, I can't quit. We'll do that next one. We'll just do a 3-player one on this, then we'll do Reshiram. Oh, that's the thing I want. Well, this is a horrible one, isn't it? Well, at least there's a Shadow Ball, I guess. Really don't. Ordino, I guess, could play support early on. No worries. Thank you for taking the time to take a break. Let everyone else have a go. It's nice that people are willing to rotate around nicely. And we might be doing Reshiram next. So that'll be a fun one. I'm pretty sure we want to go left, right, and I guess we just have to take the dragon at the end, don't we? Sadly. Guess we'll get Moorland will host the Reshiram next. So if Moorland hosts it, and me and Dragon join, and then between Boy from Belgium and Connor, if one can drop out for one and then the next one drop out for the next one, we can rotate it through so everyone gets one each. Seems the fairest way to get through these. As we said, like, we try to make sure everybody gets a go each instead of it just being the same 4 every time. It's not fair on other people who are looking to join DAs. It is nice to have a nice locked together team, but it is nice to also let other people join in. I'm hoping I can one-shot it, that's all. Or Simple Beam. Simple Beam might be a thing that happens. The one time the computer doesn't use Simple Beam is the time when it needs to. Out of us, who wants to take the Malamar? I did think it would do more damage than that. But at the end of the day, we've all got to probably swap somewhere along the line. Yeah, I don't really have anything, so I'm just going to use the fairy move, because it doesn't do anything to the stats. I imagine we keep... Do we see if the computer wants this? Or should I just... Because I think I'm going to be more helpful on the next couple. It's a difficult one. What do you think, Boy from Belgium? Who should take Malamar? We definitely want it. That's 100%. It should be on our team. But it's more... what's going to be best? We've got water next, haven't we? So Ordino take this. Then I'll take the water. And then the computer can decide whether it wants the dragon, I guess. If it doesn't, it's got the potential of Simple Beam in the final. That seems sensible. I know I would be perfect against the dragon. It could be, but sadly it's a computer character. Yeah, I missed the back message by about 10 seconds, otherwise I could have backed out to leave open for the 4th. Now it uses Simple Beam. I'm not sure. Well, there goes the Swoobat. What is Ordino going to use? That's not the first move in the moves, is it? Maybe there's been a bit of a disconnect. We'll find out, I guess. It's not a problem. No. It can be, definitely. But it might be quite good to use against the beast boosting thing that, as we saw ourselves, once it beast boosted it was very powerful. But it is also weak to it, so we got to hope that it's the one that the computer will decide whether it wants. Connor, if you take this for your Ordino, and I'm going to take the water type, and we let the computer decide what they want to do at the end, and that should be our team for the final. We should be relatively good. Right, we want the water type. At least we've got the electric move as well. I don't think it could work both ways, I guess. Most of it is just, if the computer plays with it, the computer plays with it. I can't pick what they're going to do. Sometimes they'll be good, sometimes they won't be. We know ourselves, the computer has strange ideas. But as we said, like, we're pretty good against this thing. Like, I think we can beat this in like one go. Like 2 goes maybe. And the Malamar can Dynamax if it wants to on the next turn to get the max lightning. I struggle with a few of the evolution shinies because they have very small changes, and because I'm colourblind I don't actually see enough of them, the change in a lot of them. And Vaporeon is one of the perfect examples of my bad shiny. Yeah, my bad shiny vision. Like the only 2 I really know perfect for their shinies are like the Umbreon and Espeon because they're so distinctive. And the only evolutions I've got shiny are Umbreon and Sylveon, of all the things. Sylveon we caught as a Sylveon. The Umbreon was part of the shiny hunting every dark type Pokemon only challenge we did. Where I actually found an Eevee in Legends Arceus, and because of the challenge I made it an Umbreon. But I've tried hunting Vaporeon a few times with the massive outbreaks in Scarlet and Violet, and I always seem to miss it. I'm honest. It's one of them where the lighting's not good as well in that game. But I think I would say the same about Flareon and Jolteon and Leafeon and Glaceon, and even Sylveon. I barely noticed the shiny on Sylveon. But it's a very nice shiny once I caught it, and a lot of the shinies you could show me a picture and I think, oh, that's going to be really hard to see, or that's going to be really easy to see, and then when I put the game on and I see it, it's so much easier for me to see. Like Pichu's a perfect example where a lot of people complain it's hard to see, but as soon as I see a shiny Pichu I know it's a Pichu. It's just part of how I see some of the colours differently. But as we said, I'm going to take this. I believe it has an ice move as well, doesn't it? Or is it just Weather Ball? No, it's Haze it's got, isn't it? But we'll whittle down a Fracture, isn't it? I think the dragon at the end. And we can whittle that down without too much trouble. And there's a nice, easy knockout. It would be fun if I had a stat move I could just use on the Malamar. So I imagine if you use Screech on the Malamar, the contrary will make it better or something. I don't know. We'll see. But considering we've actually been going for nearly 2 hours, it's a bit crazy to think. It doesn't feel like 2 hours, I'm going to be honest. Which shows us just how nice DAs can be. I know I could have kept this for the Fracture, but the Fracture's pretty rubbish. If the computer takes it, it's going to be the bait. More than anything else. And we get items as well, so the items are going to be kind of big. So I think we should be able to... We've only lost 1 life, which is a little bit disappointing. But again, it happens. It's part of the system with these, isn't it? We win some, we lose some. We have some health, we lose some health. So welcome back. The next plan is a Reshiram with Moreland, if you need a Reshiram. And we're at the stage now where we have like 7 people who want to do DA, so we're gonna probably look to run 2 at once. If that's okay with you, if you do want to join in, like we'll do one set on the stream and the other 3 can do one like behind the scenes, and then everyone can regroup in the final. Yes. And this has not been much help. Is Reshiram one you need? I always forget your list. I always look at your list and then I forget your list. I'm going to do this just so we have the Ghost Dynamax in the final. Yeah, so if we did Moreland hosting Reshiram, me, you and Dragon on Reshiram, and then Connor, boy from Belgium, can do one in the background, if that makes sense. And then after that we'll go to something else where Connor and boy from Belgium can join me on one on the stream. And then rotate round, so everybody gets some on stream and some off stream. Does that sound good to everybody? Like boy from Belgium could do one of the genies because they're relatively easy. If I use Charm on Reshiram, on Malamar, there are, if they want, or they can chat in the stream. I'm not too worried. Yeah, we'll do the Reshiram, like as we said, like, we mentioned it, so, and you haven't been on any of them today, so it's only fair that we do one that you want to do. There is some in the Discord, yeah, I've set them up. I just choose not to do them on stream. Part of it is my own security, like if someone says something iffy, it's my channel. That gets the flack, not the person that says something. So I prefer to just keep things simple. It's annoying that you got a big hit. The only thing is I don't think Connor's in the Discord, so that's the only thing. Now if I charm on the Malamar, will it get a big boost as a country? That is my question. Because then it can use a dark move and it will do insanely more damage. I would say don't Dynamax Boy from Belgium, or more let the Malamar Dynamax. Probably going to be our best bet here. The sad thing is we've lost 2 lives and we've got 2 Pokemon who are about to get knocked out. Yeah, that's not a problem. But as I said, Charm on Malamar should give it the attack boost, right? Actually, am I faster than Malamar? If I'm not faster, there's no point. Check some stats. Where are the stats? Where are the stats? 109. I'm not faster, so there's no point. It's not going to be helpful. So we'll go for the confusion. Taunt, lovely. Good job I did go for Water Pulse. Okay. Interesting. And hopefully I get the confusion. But as we said, with the next round of DAs, we'll swap it up who's in the team, and then the one afterwards we'll bring Boy from Belgium and Connor back in if they still want to do more. Just nice little rotation. And if we could do one of Connor, you mentioned you're after the legendary dogs. We could do one of them if you want. Preferably on my end, I would like to go for Entei, but I'm happy to go for any of the 3 if you've got them all listed. And part of what we want to achieve with most of these streams is giving everyone a chance to meet other people doing DAs. So the more people that are doing them together, the more you'll find that you can get smooth runs together and everything work out smoothly. We've seen with just how the Zygardes come together. We were doing random ones to find the Zygarde path. We've got it locked and loaded. So that was why we sort of did that. Of course it went for the one that's nearly dead. Unlucky, guys. Unlucky. So, I'm pretty sure that should be all our lives. No? Okay, I swear we died twice. Or did it only die once? Okay, well we get a GG. Moreland, if you want to set up the rush around, you're more than welcome. And ironically, if you want to jump in it, and then we can jump in. I think it's me and Dragon can jump in, unless Dragon wants to do one with Connor and Boy from Belgium, and then those 3 become the 3 on the next run. It's up to you, really. Okay. You know I've just got to get through the end scene and I'll be there. Pretty sure that's not shiny. Vaporeon, Fracture, and no Blacephalon. Okay, no worries. I've got to make sure I save this. I always have to take that little bit extra bit of concentration. Just to make sure I press yes, not no. Because that's how silly this game is. Right. And as we said, that we want to do a lot, so the more people you meet that enjoy them, the more you will find that people just enjoy them. Because Boy from Belgium is also a streamer who streams DAs, so quite often we go straight over to him, so he will be hosting 4-player runs. So if you want Dragon, you know the code, and you can join this rush around, which we mainly want, what, ground ground fairy, rock. They're the main things you want for Reshiram. I know fairy's more neutral, isn't it? And then, whatever happens, anyone who still wants to do DAs today will join my next one. That's how we do it here. We rotate. Not the best starting lineup. I thought it would be more neutral. Because fire resists fairy, what I believe to be true. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, I saw a rock and a ground. Does Reshiram have spread moves? Just out of interest. What is up here? We probably want the Nido King, don't we? So I just keep this and I wide guard. I got our wide guarder. I'm on defense again. As for the team, who do we think needs to swap? I can't actually remember who everything was. Okay. Good luck, Glow Boys from Belgium. Hopefully you get something. Might as well just hit this hard. So we probably want to swap out the Heat more and Absol. Yeah. The other option, of course, is Stun Tank does have Acid Spray, which might be fun to play around with, but I think we're all physical, aren't we? I would... don't think it matters too much which one we keep and which way round we swap here, does it? So, Heat more. What's the next one? Stun Tank. It may be worth Absol taking the Cradily, I would maybe suggest. Because at the end of the day we do get the Sunny Day bonus. Fire Lash is a very underrated move as well. I'm just going to hide. Fire Lash is brilliant for the type of run we've got here, because it lowers the defense. Yeah, so Abs will take the Cradily. Heatmore needs to knock Sunny Day. And Spire, yeah. I can't remember who Heatmore was. Who's Heatmore? Heatmore is Moorland, I believe. Yeah, Fire Lash is like our dream sort of move here, because every time it hits it lowers the defense on the thing it hits. Yeah, we'll swap Absol for Cradily, and then we'll keep Heatmore till the end. Not the end, to the Nido King. If this turns out to be shiny, I will not be happy. after the amount we went after. We'll do a luxury ball. And that's cool. So, let's see how this goes. So we said Absol, take this. And on the stun tank, just spam Fire Lash. All the way through, just spam Fire Lash for us. I don't know why I clicked fighting, I thought that said something else. Doesn't make too much difference. Okay, it did pick the right one, yeah. If we just spam the Fire Lash, then we can all hit extra hard. Two people caught the Swoobat. And the rest of us can just go for attacks. Maybe some life dew from Comfey if it's got life dew. Just remember, try not to use all of the moves you've got. If it's Ancient Power's only got 5 PP, don't use all of them. You can use 1 or 2, but make sure you save 3 for the final. But if we can get 2 Fire Lashes on Stun Tank, this dig's going to hurt a lot. And then this Fire Lash will be stronger next turn. The Helping Hand. It might not hit as hard. It's just more that it's going to do more beneficiary for everyone else. And I will wide guard in the final, so my health is not as important. How often does it spam the spread moves, just out of interest? I can't remember Reshiram runs as much. If I'm honest, I haven't done too many. Because as we said, we want to use the wide guard to stop the spread, everyone getting hurt. Fair enough, I will just spam wide guard then. Okay. I thought someone said it did. And out of interest, boy from Belgium, what did you pick for your solo run? Was it Tornadus or Landorus? Nihiligo. Very nice team. So I don't need to wide guard against Reshiram then. Slightly, because there's still part of me that wouldn't mind keeping the heat more till the end and just do the Fire Lashes. I know it's not going to do much damage, but maybe I do swap out the Kingler at the end. And as I say, keep the heat more just to spam Fire Lash all the way through. We see it can be very effective if we've got like a dig or something. Of course I missed. Okay, that aftermath is annoying. But we survived. So Instruct does still work on the first turn as long as you're slower than the first thing that attacks. Interesting to know. I may say for the next one we do on stream, we could do the Nihiligo one if you want to do another one on that, or we've got one thing to face and we're on the boss, so it's up to you if you do want to wait. I might as well just keep this. As I said, did you want to do another one of them, or do you want to try this? Okay, I don't know what that is. Right, I think we said ground or Nido King's the smarter play. Do you want to do a stack attacker? I've got that one saved up. I don't know, I'm just making sure everybody has a chance to hear the options rather than it be we get to the start and everybody wants to jump in on the same one. That makes sense. Right. But I guess if it's that weak, the heat ball, we might as well get rid of it for this Nido King. If it gets knocked out, I would love to keep heat more, if I'm honest. Oh, okay, we'll swap then. What does the Kingler's max move do? As we said, it is so underrated Heatmore, I think, for these Dynamax adventures. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Because everyone just looks at it and thinks it's going to be like a sunny day. Fire Lash and Solar Beam, they're not great moves. But when you see them, when you see it in action against for a physical team that we've seen ourselves, the defense drops are so overpowered, and they make it so much easier to do these Dynamax adventures. So it's become sort of a low-key MVP of them all. The more we do, the more we learn, really, don't we? Yeah, so it's not great. And I'm guessing water's neutral on Reshiram. The only thing it has that's relatively good is the ground move, but if I get Nido King, I've still got a ground move. So it's not the worst. But poor old Heatmore and Comfy just playing support. Which is good. Like, as we sort of learn, it's not always about just having things that hit very hard, it's more about having things that can do the clean-up work almost. That's the key for it all. Do you happen to have a physical move on the Cradilly? On a max move? If you have a max move that's a physical move, go for that next if you can. But I don't know if you do, so. Because we've already lowered its defense by 2 stages, so your move should do. But if they're all special, it doesn't matter. So just keep with the grass if they're all special. If it was physical, the defense drops would make that move better at this stage. That's what I mean by it. Don't use the rock move if it's not. Because now we're like 3 down. If we can just punch it quite hard. Who's he going for? Going for the Comfy. Did you survive that? I don't think you did. No, we didn't. That's 2 lives down. And that's enough. I've got to hit this, then we can actually hit the move. Good. So I take the Nido King, and then I believe we're as good as full health for the final. And we know our plan. Firelash, Ancient Power. I think I'm like third in line now, aren't I? So I'm not going to get an early Dynamax. Just we don't want the sun up really, do we? Yeah, I'm third, so I'm the last to get a chance to Dynamax. But it doesn't matter, as long as we weaken its defense, we'll be fine. And I think we get items here, don't we? I think I saw item. No, it's berries next door. We've lost 2 lives for this. This is more about survival. And I don't think we're weak to anything that Reshiram has. But we'll see. And then we'll do a Nihilego one. If you're still here, Connor, we are welcome to jump in that one. Not a problem. I imagine, I don't really know what people are going for, but I survived, don't worry. He gets the big, it's not going to do much damage, we know that, but that's not the point of the move. This is the point of the move. Welcome in. Are you happy for a Nihilego one? So when we do the catching stage, Boy from Belgium, if you set it up then, because then that means you two can definitely jump in it. That's the first 2. And then me and I think Dragon is gonna do that one, unless you 3 want to do a when I say you 3, Moorland, ironically, and Dragon want to do another Reshiram in the offline side of things, and we do a 3-player Nihilego. And if there is anyone else who hasn't been in one, feel free to speak up. And hopefully everyone will get a good turn. And feel free, if the 3 that aren't online or aren't doing the one on stream, if you want to all jump in the VC, they're all there. You can all jump in, and even if you just want to type in there, you can. Even if you just want to type in the Dynamax channel what you want to do, it's there whichever way you feel more comfortable doing things. You can even use the Dynamax code one. I think I've got to actually assign Dragon that role, because she weren't in the Dynamaxes until yesterday and I haven't changed it. Let's see. Where's the users? Did I give you the role? Okay. And new traders. Add a role. I don't know who that one is, so yeah, so I've added some. It's a role that only I can give people for Dynamaxes, basically. And I set it up just in case we ever had anyone causing problems joining. I've seen people cause problems in custom modes, so I set it up so if people ever were causing problems, I would have the secret, not so secret codes put in there for the 4 people to join. But if we say Moorland, ironically, and Dragon team up on a Reshiram offline, And Boy from Belgium can set up the Nihiligo. Nah, there's one that I put secret as such. Just a lot of them you could pick, which was set up nicely. But I wanted to make sure it was something I could personally assign because I have a friend who does custom games on other games, and as soon as somebody comes in and causes problems, you have to put it into a Discord, the code to play in the games, and if you set up the thing right, it's easier to do early. There, so Boy from Bedroom, if you get your Nihiligo ready, and put the code in the chat for Connor, and the two of you are ready to join, and I'll come and join you. And Chi-Chi, and good luck on your shines. At least you two definitely get in. And nothing for me. Oh, I should have taken Nido King again. And if you do want to put it in the chat, you can. It's not a problem. If you want to put the code in the chat. We're using the normal one. Just try not to use the same code as us or we'll end up joining each other's. It's Corey's code, is it? Okay, you went Corey's code. And yeah, so the others join the Reshiram one, and then at the end of this we can do one more, mix up the teams one more time. And it will be nearly time for Boy from Belgium stream. But this is sort of the fairest way to do it, so everybody can join in and do a couple each on stream, and you can see that there are other people that are happy to do hosting and join in. Okay, you'll play Mario. I thought you were doing a longer one because of the hiccups you had with the tech stuff yesterday. But we'll probably find somebody else doing Dynamax adventures we can go and say hello to after this one. I'll have a little peek while we wait. So it'll probably just be us three on this one. So we want preferably ground, psychic. There are dream scenarios. Ground is the absolute best because well, it's quad week to ground. So let's see who is around that we could go to after this. There isn't too many, but there's another corner. We could go and see the other corner. But it might be good to go to someone a bit smaller. Yeah, so we got a nice split, and then I'll take everyone to another streamer who is doing DAs after this, and we can hopefully help them get what they're after. Garboda. And yeah, it's not the worst thing, Mr. Mime. At least it's psychic against poison. And there is a ground here. What is that ground? And yeah, we'll go steel, I imagine. It's going to be the best option because we'll beat it relatively easy. What's this? Note to self, don't keep Discord open during stream because too many alerts go off. Just out of interest, boy from Belgium, who were you watching earlier when you were doing DAs? Or who were you with DAs, or have they finished as such? That was more the questions I should ask. I guess we just hit. Worry about metal sound another day. We don't need to play around too much with this. That sounds like something I could never do. I could never cope with doing that long a stream. 3 hours is kind of my limit at the moment. I think that's the longest we've ever done. Just over 3 hours. But there's somebody doing Xerneas, so I'm thinking of going to see them. They're open there if you want to, it's not a problem. If you just want to type, you can just use the code chat, it's not a problem either. It's kind of designed as both, like. So if you are ever just doing DAs between 2 or 3 of you that don't want to do VC and you want somewhere to type, you can use that Dynamax code room if you just want to make sure no one else interrupts. Don't have to worry about it. I was just trying to make it so there's a place where everyone can communicate without feeling like they have to communicate, if that makes sense. I'm not quite sure who the other person that joined the Discord was though today. We had 2 people. I don't know if Morland will use the VC or not. As I said, it's there. I don't know if you can type in them at all. But as I said, I'm looking at going to see somebody who is doing Xerneas with viewers. I gotta just see if they speak English. But they might end soon, that's the only problem. Oh, they're not even doing them anymore. That's no good. They lie. What about this person? Are they English? Maybe we'll go here. Yeah, we'll go there next time. Why not? They are on a Latios run. Right. I'm not swapping. Mine will take the Doug Trio, I believe. And that should be good for the finals. Why did you swap for? Fair enough. I didn't think you would want to swap. So are you best to take this? And we keep Mime Psychic or Helping Hand to do double damage or big damage on a ground move in the final. Pretty sure Mime has Helping Hand. Which might be quite helpful. Right, I don't really have much that can do much here. So we'll just try and lower some of its stuff. See if it works in our favour. We hope. That's the main thing. We hope. And we don't really need to overplay the final. If I imagine Doug Trio hits harder than Stunfisk, but I could be wrong there. So if we can helping hand on the Doug trio. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Okay, well, that's alright then. Everything's going smooth. Hey boy from Belgium, you've already found the stream I was going to. Get out of the stream. That was where I was going to go. And take you there as well. And we'll still do the same as what we were going to do. But at least we've got mime for the psychic moves on the Hitmon top. So that should be pretty good. And then we'll have 3 ground moves if the computer takes this. And a helping hand and a psychic move. Is your ground move a physical or a special? That is the next question for you. Does Max Mindstorm create a terrain? If it does, I can just use Terrain Pulse. Or does that not work as I think it does? We'll try it. I can't really do much else to it. I feel bad for people doing the Latios one when I got it in 1DA. But can we finish today off with 1 shiny? That will be the perfect run. I think this makes Psychic Terrain, right? And then I should be able to Terrain Pulse. And I've become Psychic. Even better. I'm probably find out this isn't how it works. It does work. It's nice. It's good. I didn't completely throw it. That's the key factor for this. We didn't throw. But basically, mine should helping hand the Doug trio route. Move number 1. Doug trio and myself will go for ground moves, and we might one-shot this between us. The computer can take Hitmon top, but preferably it does. If it doesn't, it's still got Drain Punch. But Mime's helping hand will be pretty helpful in this one. And as we say, we'll go and say hello to another Dynamax adventurer. And so they're playing with viewers, so hopefully they'll have some spots for everyone to join in. And Garboda wants it, so yeah, this will be pretty smooth. Yeah, so everyone can join in, and hopefully they'll have space for people. If not, we can try and continue some offline. I do need to do some hatching myself. Thank you, Sheriff. We appreciate all the support. Hopefully we will see some Fortnite gameplay as well later. Not from me, because I'm rubbish. But I think we're stuck in some ads again. And that's actually pretty good, helping weaken any physical moves, which I don't think is too much to worry about. And we just spam our ground moves. Please be smart, computer. Please be smart, computer. We'll let you drill run. Look at that, half damage. Who's it going for? We knew Mr. Mime was going to be slightly weaker anyway, but we should be fine. And a big earth power. Okay, we have to do one more. It doesn't really make much difference what you do with Mimey. You can do whatever you want. We've won. It's not going to knock all four of us out in one go. So, that is good. How is the Reshiram run going? Hopefully it's going smoothly for you. And as we said, we're probably going to finish off now, and we're going to go and see someone else doing Dynamax adventures. And I'll say good luck with this shiny. Let's see whether we can get this one. We've done quite a few of the Nihiligos, so it's been a thing we've been sort of plodding through. Thank you to everyone who has joined in some of the Dynamax adventures today. It's probably been the biggest group of different people, especially as the fact that we had to set up an offline run and an online run, so everybody could get their fair share on and off stream. But it was nice that everybody was willing to do both. There wasn't anyone that got upset that they had to do an offline one or only wanting to do stream ones. Let's see. Double, the trio, and not a big balloon thingy. Never mind. So, that was a perfect run as well. Thank you, Shirio. As I said, I do hope I will see you in somebody else's stream a little bit later. I'm sure there'll be some people we know around. But that is going to be it for today. We have done what? We've done about 2.5